Today we discuss about basic knowledge of websites, understanding websites. We know about websites and their components, basic architecture, client side. The client side architecture, HTML, CSS, JavaScript we are using. Server side, PHP, databases using this server side. Introductions of dynamic websites. The dynamic websites can't be static. Some of the advantage of content generation in dynamic website. Introduction to PHP. The PHP is a server-side scripting language. It is the purpose and common use cases. Scope of PHP. Some of the applications using in PHP and the applications we are using web development. For example, content management in systems and e-commerce applications. Server-side scripting capabilities. XAMPP and WAMP installation. The development purpose we are using this environment. Overview of XAMPP cross platform and WAMP Windows stacks. There is a installation steps and configurations. Syntax of PHP. These are the basic syntax for starting and ending PHP tags. Some of the rules are applying PHP statements and commands. Case sensitivity and white spaces. Embedding PHP in HTML. PHP within HTML. For example, embedding PHP code in HTML files. Dynamic content generation. Embedding HTML in PHP. HTML within PHP. Embedding HTML code within a PHP files. And mixing PHP logic with HTML presentation. Introduction to PHP variables. Some of the variables for declaring and naming rules. Data types. Integer, floats, string, boolean data types are used in PHP. Understanding data types. Scalar data types. Integer, floats, strings, booleans, and common data types, arrays, objects, resources. So we are using operators in PHP, arithmetic, assignment, comparison, logical operators. Examples demonstrating operator usage. Using conditional statements. We are using conditional statements in PHP, if, else if, and else if statements. Demonstrating conditional logic. Switch statements. There is a syntax for using switch statements in PHP. Illustrating switch statement usage. Using the while loop and using the for loop. So while we using the while loop, we are using syntax in PHP and demonstrating the iteration. For loop, we are using the syntax, for loop syntax, and we can able to demonstrate in loop iteration. Introduction to PHP functions and creating PHP functions. There are plenty of functions in PHP. The purpose of functions and benefits for using that functions for certain code for organization and reusability. Creating functions. There is some syntax for creating PHP function. Parameters, return values and function scopes are used in creating functions. PHP arrays and modifying array elements. We can able to creating an array while using syntax for declaring arrays, numeric, associative and multidimensional arrays. Modifying arrays. We can able to modify the arrays elements in PHP. Methods to add, remove and modify array elements. There are some demonstrating array manipulation. Processing arrays with loops. Iterating arrays using loops for each to iterate over arrays. For examples, iterating through arrays and accessing elements. Grouping form selections with arrays. Form selections using to handle the data and selections. Some of the populating drop-down lists dynamically using arrays. Using array functions. The array functions is nothing but an built-in array functions in PHP. Count, start, implode. We can able to practical use cases. Thank you.